What's the question? What's the question, Ilsa?
Uh, if saying you experience colorism positively, I guess. If there's a word for it, like white privilege.
It's light skin privilege.
I mean, okay, I guess. I mean, if it's that straightforward, I figured it'd be like colorism privilege or something.
No, it's white privilege. It's the same way. It's colorism privilege. It's just the same way white privilege is a thing. So, like, for example, like white people who experience like privileges, extra privileges. That's
Racism.
it's racism, yes, but it's also white privilege. They have a privilege. It's a privilege that was given to them. But like,
But so when a white person acknowledges that, can they say, "Oh, I experience racism," or I
no,
experience white privilege?
no. That when a white person says that, what they need to do is acknowledge that they have white privilege.
Uh-huh.
You know, they don't. I don't. You don't have. I don't have to hear you say, um, I deny white privilege. I don't want to hear you say I run away from white privilege, or I can hear you denounce white privilege, but that doesn't mean anything. You still have white privilege. It doesn't matter whether you denounce it or not. You still have it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with light-skinned people.
No, but I'm just saying that wouldn't be what you would say.
What do you mean?
If 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 you experience racism in a way that you're the one that benefiting off it, you wouldn't say, "Yeah, I experienced racism in a way where I benefited off and they did it."
So I had a sergeant who wrote a letter about him witnessing racism and him benefiting off of the racism, but he never said he benefited off of it. I don't even think he used white privilege because I don't even think he at the time knew that term. But yeah, like when we was in Afghanistan, the whole situation that happened where we got like banned from the other side and we were in a black company. So yeah, so like acknowledging white privilege is the best way to say it. Not to say I experienced racism because you didn't experience racism because you didn't. To experience racism is to experience the negative effects of it.
Yeah. So it's the same with colorism.
Now, if a white person say, yeah, essentially, yeah. So a white person say, I experienced racism, like a black person saying, man, fuck you, cracker. That's not them experiencing racism. That's them experiencing bigotry. There's a difference. Because me calling you a cracker is not going to get you killed by the police. But you calling me a nigga and seeing me as a nigga will get me killed by the police. Seeing me as a threat gets me killed by the police. Me seeing you as a cracker does nothing. Any more?
I just wanted to know if acknowledging it. I mean, whatever. Yeah.
You don't want to acknowledge your light-skinned privilege?
No, I do acknowledge it, but I didn't know if I could say I experienced colorism in a way that I benefited off of it and acknowledged it and like called it out.
I mean, here's the thing: you, it's light-skinned privilege essentially.
Okay.
So yeah, you benefit off of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, the same way I benefit. Like I can't. I'm a male. I benefit off of some form of male privilege, even though white male privilege and black male privilege are fucking night and day. We don't really have the same privilege that white males do. We might make nearly the amount of money they do in a workplace, but we don't experience white male privilege the way they experience white male privilege.
But you guys are still a bigger threat.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. So like, black men have male privilege, but we don't have it the same way white men and Asian men have male privilege. We don't have it. It's the same thing. And the lighter you go, the more you have. So I experience male privilege. It doesn't matter if I denounce my male privilege. I still experience it. I still benefit. I don't experience it. I benefit off of male privilege. Because I'm a man. I can walk around at night like it's nothing. There's a lot of shit that I can do that women can't do and feel safe. Honestly, me walking around, I don't feel safe. But theoretically, I feel safe walking around at night. Unless the cops pull up. And then after that, I don't feel safe no more.
You just gotta worry about being mugged or killed.
Yeah.
Kidnapped and sold to sex slavery.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's still I mean, we all have our own struggles, okay? This is not a Prussian Olympics. I still wouldn't want to be kidnapped and sold into sex slavery. I would rather just be shot by the police and be done with it. I mean, it's not funny, but you know, I know you know. I'm saying for me, it's not funny, but I wouldn't want to deal with that situation. That's me acknowledging my male privilege.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to kidnap me and sell me into sex slavery. I am way too big, way too old, way too black.
So you wouldn't say I experience misogyny?
Who, me or you?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't experience misogyny. I benefit off of misogyny and sexism.
Okay.
Like, that's male privilege. It's the same way white people benefit off of racism. It's the same thing. The problem is people don't want to acknowledge it because they think them acknowledging it makes them seem like they soft or something, or they didn't work for what they got. You know, white people have white privilege, but a lot of white people work fucking hard for what they got. That's the truth.
That's why I tell you to not.
But they get it easier.
I mean, that's why I tell you not to go easy on me.
Go easy on who? You? For what? Because you light skinned?
Because I know my light skinnedness and being a girl gives me a lot of privileges and easy passes, and I hate that.
What up, man? That it?
Uh-huh.
Sandwich girl? Okay.